Welcome everybody to another week 2 matchup of the QRLS. We are continuing on a relatively hot streak of good matches thus far. I'm Drakpack. I'm joined by Norm, and today we've got the Armada taking on the Astros. Armada in week 1 ending up with a series win against the Elite Inc. But points wise, an effective tie. They're looking to get a clear series win, and the Astros losing a tight series, 0-3 against the Spectres, taking one game to overtime, so not a complete sweep, but Astros looking to get a game win. Norm, how do you like these teams?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this matchup. Obviously, now we have division matchups. So this is a matchup in the sick division. Armada second only to Mustangs in the sick division, and Astro bringing up the rear in this division. So I think Astro is going to try and prove a point here, and Armada is definitely going to try and take that number one spot. How are you feeling about this matchup?
Like me some divisional Rocket League here. I think these matchups that we're seeing this week are really fun because it's such an early test and like an early indicator for how well these teams are performing. But with these divisional matchups, you play your divisional opponent twice, and these matchups line up with the week 10 matchup. So Armada Astros seeing each other again in week 10. It's the beginning of a wonderful arc. We're seeing the very beginning of, just figuring out your rosters. You got through the preseason, and now you're kind of assembling the idea, your roster's identity. And then at the very end, after all of the trade deadlines and all the ups and downs of the season, you might be playing this team again to determine where you're going in the playoffs. So, if you even are making it to the playoffs. So, Armada as a team, I can't speak enough about them. I fall in love with them when their wonderful preseason run, making it all the way to the semifinals. I think I bring that up every time Armada or any of the Armada players are brought up. But I mean, in terms of just week one results, Armada, getting a win in theory. Armada's still probably not feeling too great about technically tying with Elite Inc. So they're going to be looking to make a statement here. And then Astros, I haven't seen a lot with this team, and we will make one note: just Twisty Tripod is in for Jesusi, so you're going to see Twisty Tripod in for these matches. I like Twisty Tripod. I liked him in the preseason showcase. I thought um, he was the one player who won all 4 matches, so, he was kind of the decision maker, like, he's the kingmaker, some would say, but, um, I like him. I want him to do well. This Astro squad, though, I'm a little bit unfamiliar with. I mean, I have seen G Inflix a little bit. I've seen him play a little bit. I believe I casted one of their games, but, um yeah, I remember it kind of being a relatively close series. I haven't. Then again, I haven't really casted any blowout, so that would have stood out to me. So I mean, have you played with these? Anybody on the Astro side? Is there anybody who stands out to you?
I mean, obviously GN Flicks, but as you mentioned, they're bringing Twisty Tripod in, and I actually in season 6, which it seems like forever ago now, I played with Twisty Tripod on Spectres. He was sub for Toric, I believe, that season, and I mean, he is exceptional during that season. So I mean, if he's still grinding the game, he's definitely an exceptional player. But speaking of rosters, I'm going to go ahead and name them out for you so everyone knows who's going to be playing. We don't have anyone in the game yet, so I can't say who's going to be starting. But for Astro, as you mentioned, we have Gian Flix, and instead of Zusi, we have Twisty Tripod subbing in. And you could either see Kiev Gaming or Yubo. Um, either one of those two. And then for Armada, you have the Captain Mimsy, um, Insane Clown, Kawhi, and then ZDO Pinky as a sub. Normally you see the trio of Insane Clown, Kawhi, and Mimsy, but obviously you can sub ZDL Pinky in there for Insane Clown or Kawhi as needed. So both of these squads definitely have the ability to take this series in this game, but honestly, I think Astro has a really good chance. I think they got their eyes opened in week 1, and I think Twisty Tripod is going to be a good sub slash addition to this Astro team for this week, and for that, I think I got Astro winning the series 2-1.
I have absolutely no problem being the Armada fan today. I do love me some Armada, but you know, Armada is kind of the best case. It's Armada's highs and lows start and end with Mimsy because he is the core piece to this roster. He's the person who has to play. Also helps us he's the captain, so basically everything goes through him. So if he shows up, then Armada's gonna have no problem performing, and I think GN Flix is gonna cause problems for the Armada side and kind of poke holes, find weaknesses. But I mean, if Mimsy comes out solid, Kawaii, Pinky, Insane Clown all are capable of holding their own in any sort of match, any sort of game style. So if Mimsy can hold his own, Armada is gonna be a clear favorite, in my opinion. If Mimsy does not, if he's a little bit shaky, gets exploited, ends up being a clear weakness that Flix can and the roster of Astros can exploit, then it's gonna be a rough night. Armada can't get rid of him if he's not doing well. Mimsy can't tap himself out. He's stuck. So in terms of whether or not Armada are successful, it ends with Mimsy. It starts and ends with Mimsy. Now, we've seen kind of ups and downs. I think uh, Kawhi seems to be a relatively stable fixture in the lineup. Um, he can hit some clips. He can do some good. But I mean, with the Astros and the Armada as well, it's kind of two different roster styles. Because with the GN Flicks being such a high player rating and such a high skill player, it can kind of get Astros can kind of get caught out in hero ball or like relying solely on GN Flicks to kind of perform. Now we haven't seen that necessarily. I think Jesus he can kind of show up and perform relatively well and kind of be a good complement. Um, which brings me on to kind of my next point. Tripod fitting in the squad kind of can impact the chemistry a little bit. And again, force GN Flicks to kind of feel like he's got to own it and kind of play the game like solo. But it's not necessarily going to be a bad matchup. I think this will be a competitive game. I do hope it's a competitive game, as all Rocket League casters and best of threes. But I just have to give the nod to Armada because I haven't seen Mimsy be a liability yet.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I do want to pull something else up. I mean, um, more of a statistician here, but Armada have scored 6 goals already, so they're averaging 2 goals a game, and Astro only scored 1 goal the entire series against Spectres. So that's averaging 3.3 goals per game, and they only average 3 shots on goal per game. So I mean, unless Astro is able to get this offense started, I think Armada is going to pull out with the win too. But um, that being said, it was first week jitters, I guess, for the Astro team. So anything can happen here. But division wins and losses do come into play if points are closer. So um, if Astro were to get swept, that last week would be the week that you would want to get swept in, because it doesn't come down to division. It wasn't a divisional game. Um, so that being said, they're still okay up to that point, but it doesn't look good on the scoreboard when you only have one goal the entire series compared to Armada's six, um, all last series. So um, it is 8:30, so we should be seeing the teams enter here any second. Um, but do you have any more thoughts on this matchup, Drac Pack?
None other than I'm hoping for a good game. It's gonna be a tight game. I mean, 2 goals a game, even for Armada, is kind of low in the grand scheme of things. When we
Yeah.
can see, we had a very high scoring series last or our last matchup yesterday. So 2 goals a game. I mean, not necessarily nothing to sneeze at, but not exactly a high scoring affair. Now it is week one. We'll see the averages kind of mellow out. It kind of subject that was week one. Now we're in week two. So we'll see the averages kind of even out a little bit. But we do have now Armada joining us in the lobby, waiting on the Astro side. But for the Armada, it will be Kawaii, Insane Clown, and Mimsy starting us off.
Yeah, it's kind of what you expected. I mean, that is more of the starting roster for that team. But I do like to point out that ZDL Pinky is a very good sub and can come in for either Insane Clan or Kawhi. So if either of them aren't playing up to par, then he can come in and take their spot. And he's not a bad player, and he's 190. And for a 190, he's done really well in the past. So ZDL Pinky definitely one of those to watch out for if we see that sub. I don't know if he's here tonight or not, but as you mentioned, we have Insane Clown, Kawhi, and Mimsy in here. We also have Astro in here now, as we are gonna go ahead and kick things off. GN Flix, Kiev, and Twisty Tripod are the starting three for the Astro. Um, and I think we're good to go. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started.
All right, we kick off this divisional matchup between the Astros and Armada in week two of the QRLS regular season. We start off with a relatively solid kickoff. Mimsy will pick it up, try something, but it won't end up doing much. GMFlix is going to take it, but it will pop it up. Kiev with a clear, but it's going to go straight to Kawhi, who's going to maybe get a shot off. A little bit high, though. GMFlix is going to go with the carry, beat Insane Clown, but nobody there, and Armada's going to take over.
Yeah, now up into the blue half here. Kiev gonna try and make the clear, but not able to make the touch. Kawhi, that's dangerous, but a good clear by Twisty Tripod. He's so far fitting into this squad really well. They probably got some warm-up games going just before this, and so far he hasn't been doing bad. Now GN Flix on the ball, gets out 50'd, and Sane Clown gets another good 50. Twisty Tripod there and makes the save. That's gonna go up the wall. Twisty Tripod sticking with it. He's gonna go up into the air and flip it into the orange half.
Yeah, a little bit robbed there, not credited with the save, but we all know a little bit better. Kawhi is going to clear Kiev's into hit the Armada's own corner. Kiev's going to try and attempt here, but won't get anywhere. So he's Tripod again taking the ball off. And for a 195, he is with the exception of Mimsy, he's the lowest rated player, but GN Flix, the highest rated player, is going to get us kicked off with the scoring 1-0. A little bit of an errant clear by Mimsy, leaving that up on a tee for GN Flix.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Mimsy is going to be one of those players to look out for to see if Armada's going to do good this week or not. And he kind of laid that one up for GN Flix. Unfortunate touch by him, but it is now 1-1. But on the other side, he makes up for his mistake. 1-1 now. Mimsy brings it back, pops it right over Kiev and into the net. GN Flix can't get there.
Such a simple looking goal, but I mean, a shot from that angle is hard to read if you're the opponents, because you're almost expecting a center 9 times out of 10. But you know, we've seen these tight angle shots kind of go in favor of the teams shooting them. So a close shot once again, just missing Kawhi. He maybe needs that, but we remain tied. Kawhi's gonna pick this up, gonna clear it out, a little bit dangerous, gonna get cleared out by GN Flicks. Kiev will take the ball with an attempt to clear. Insane Clown will center, but GN Flicks is there to clear once more.
Yeah, this one goes back into the orange half. Still tied at ones here with 3 minutes left. But Astro already with the amount of offense that they had in the last series, already have 1 goal towards their name. So that's already a win for them. Gianflix now on the ball, gets 50'd. This one's going to go out. Insane Clown with a doink off to the backboard. Gianflix there. He's going to try and 50, but that one's towards the center. This one's pop. This one's going to be dangerous for Astro, but a good clear from Kiev. Now onto the other side. Twisty tries to put a shot, but it's not going to be on target. Now Insane Clown taking this the other way. He's going to try and play it mid here, but Twisty Tripod's going to cut that one out. It's going to go back into the orange half.
Yeah, I can't admire how good Twisty Tripod seems like he's playing. It seems like he's connecting really well. And we kind of spotted this in the free agent showcase that he was going to be a player to watch. And so far, he has been proving that he is worthy of at least playing in this match. Mimsy with a shot. Everybody on Astros went for that, but that ball will get saved. Tripod with another clear. Insane Clown's going to pick it up and go up the sidewall. Kiev will tackle him, leaving it for Mimsy, but Mimsy a little bit awkward, needs several touches to get the ball going the right direction. He's going to go for a shot, but Gianflix handles that swimmingly.
Yeah, I love how patient Gianflix was there. Just wait for the shot. He knew it was going to come, and he knows exactly where it's going to be at. Good save by Gianflix. Now, speaking of the devil, he's on the ball. He's going to try and go up to the backboard, try with a double tap, but he's not able to get it. Didn't have enough boost, and Kawhi comes away with it. Up against Kiev. Kiev makes a good touch, but Mimsy's there. Gianflix makes the save. Not sure if it was on target, but either way, he didn't let us find out. Now, back into the blue half. Kiev's up. Good 50 between Kawhi. Kiev's 125, by the way, competing with those 220s. That's what you want to see if you're Astro. 1 minute remaining, and we're still knotted up here at ones. Insane Clown going to try and take this one away into the blue half, but Gianflix is waiting there for him. He's going to go up into the air, but not able to make the second touch, and Mimsy's there.
Yeah, he can maybe fool opponent in ranked, but Gianflix just a little bit too patient, a little bit too good to read that and expect what's coming. Kawhi going for a shot attempt. Twisty Tripod will handle it. Kiev really is the standout player in terms of impact for value. He is holding his own. He is 171, Twisty Tripod 190. Kawhi will take over as not only match MVP at the moment, but with a critical goal with less than 30 seconds to go in a very tight defensive matchup. And this might be it, but let's see if the Astros can respond.
Yeah, Gianflix needs to have a takeover moment in this game. He needs to be the standout player. He needs to prove his value for this Astro team, but 10 seconds left. We don't see any offensive prowess for Astro currently. 3 seconds counting down. They have to keep this ball up. Gianflix is going to go to the backboard, but Kawhi's there. He's going to put it down, and the first game goes to Armada.
Breaking Rule 1 or Rule 2, but a win's a win. Gonna spike that down, and Armada takes game 1 of the series. Just want to highlight Gianflix, though, getting a savior and highest points in the lobby, although Mimsy will come away with the MVP at the very end. 1 for 5 on shots from Mimsy. We like to see him firing, but we'd like to see a few more goals from him. And then on the side of Astros, Kiev really not proving to be a liability, but I mean, you can just kind of look at the offensive numbers, 10 shots to 3, and that's really where Astros' problems start.
Yeah, I mean, as I said in the beginning, Astros averaging 3 shots a game, so definitely a defensive team, but I I I mean, at the max, you can get 3 goals in this game, and for Armada, the max you can get is 10. So it's just like, would you rather have 10 shots at goal, or would you rather only have 3? Obviously, you're going to take 10 every time. So definitely one of those problems for Astro is going to be shots on net. They got to get more opportunities, and they need to get them this game and the next game to get some more points back.
Yeah, and just gotta own that identity. Gotta own the counterattacks. It kind of feels like Astros prefer kind of clear, but then like a traditional offensive approach. But sometimes a little bit of creativity goes a long way, and Kawhi is gonna benefit off of an easy tap in from Insane Clown, deleting GN Flicks from the lobby. 1-0 in 7 seconds. Armada take the lead.
Yeah, that was perfect from Insane Clown. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and he did it. I mean, Kawhi got the credit for that goal, and Insane Clown puts it in. That's 2-0 in the first 15 seconds for Armada, already making this game that much more difficult on Astro. Kiev not able to reach that ball, but going back to that first goal, Insane Clown knew exactly what he needed to do, and he didn't get credit for that goal, but I give him credit for that goal because he created that. I mean, demoing GM Flicks there is so important.
I mean, if GN Flicks was still there, that wasn't a goal. It was, I mean, maybe I may give a little bit too much credit. I mean, yeah, it might have been a goal, but it seems like GN Flicks might have been able to get up and get the save there. But all doubt is eliminated when you send that player packing for 3 seconds. Another demo from GN Flicks to kind of set up that second goal. Wasn't immediate, but demos early on here kind of showing to be a bit of a problem for the Astros. Insane Clown's going to take that up the wall, toss that to Kawhi, but he's going to bail as Kiev's going to get the shot. Easily taken care of. Mimsy's going to take over, kind of miss a little bit. GN Flicks and Kawhi is going to 50-50. Ball's going to bounce towards the Armada, and Insane Clown hits that just out of reach of Kiev. And we noted in game 1 that Kiev was kind of showing his own. I think this is kind of exploiting him a little bit, showing that maybe he isn't as skilled as the rest of the people in this lobby. But that's going to be 3-0 now for Armada against that defensive team. Hard to come back from.
Yeah, I mean, before that shot, they were 3 for 3 from the field, and Kiev just put their Astros first shot on, and it was taken care of easily. I mean, it counted as a shot, but Mimsy was there from the start. And these chances that Armada are getting are much more prudent than Astros, so definitely going to be one of those problems for them this season as Twisty comes away with that save there. He's still on the backboard, so he's going to make another save, but the pressure from this Armada team is just so much right now. I mean, they're taking shot after shot on net and not giving any Astro any time to make any offense of their own. So 3-0 in the first 2 minutes, and no Astro offense to be seen in sight.
I mean, I just kind of notice every time I hear a demo go off, I just see GN Flicks looking to grab 100 in his own corner. The Armada side is not letting the Astros even think before going after them very aggressively. Insane Clown again with another demo on GN Flicks. Kiev and Tripod double commit, but that's gonna kind of, the GN Flicks demos almost opened up an opportunity for the Armada. Wasn't there. GN Flick's gonna take over, try to get the center. Kiev helping, but Kawhi's gonna get the clear. Tripod will take care of it, go to the side wall, has to beat Insane Clown, does, but can't get past Mimsy. GN Flicks clears it up a little bit too far, and Insane Clown will stop it on the midfield.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go look after this game to see how many demos Armada has, because I guarantee you it's like a 5-to-1 ratio of how many shots they have. And this one's, if I think that was it was Mimsy there. If he didn't miss that, that would have been 4-0. Unfortunate coming in from Armada. You definitely want that one to seal off the game, but either way, it's still 3-0. GM Flicks gets that save, and Insane Cloud demos them, so they Astro can't give any offense there. GM Flicks now in net. He's gonna have to make another save, another clear out, but Kawhi's there. He's just gonna send it back in. Kiev actually makes a pretty good touch setting up Tripod, tries to get the shot on, but not able to. Mimsy gonna try and take this one out. 1 minute, almost 1 minute left, and still Armada 3 up, and I mean, Astro have gotten 3 shots, but none of them have proved to be worthy of a goal.
Yeah, GN Flicks, I counted a minimum of 4 times he was demoed. Astros have fewer shots than Armada have demos on GN Flicks. Not necessarily the game plan if you are GN Flicks and the Astros, but a really good shot there. Twisty Tripod kind of making this a close sweat for Armada a little bit, but it will be taken care of. Dropping center now, Insane Clown and Kiev both whiff. Kiev trying to recenter this, but Insane Clown with the 50 is going to pop this up for Mimsy. GM Flicks will beat him in the air though. Trying to get this ball to Tripod, will do. Shot goes. Insane Clown takes care of it. Mimsy's going to center. GM Flicks is there. Insane Clown going to clear. Gonna go for a 50 against Kiev. Will get it, but Twisty Tripod's gonna come out with it. And unfortunately, a lot of back and forth, a lot of close calls, but the 3 goals in the beginning is all we had this game. Armada will win the series 2-0. Let's see if we can make it a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the scoreboard and not much going on there offensively for Astro. Just, I mean, most of the offense was easily towards Armada. I saw 7 probably shoot, or I saw 7 could be goals for Armada, and I saw maybe 1 shot for Astro that could have gone in. But I mean, either way, this was definitely Armada's game, as they had 8 demos compared to Astro's 3. I mean, that's just when 5 or 6 of them are on Flicks as well. It just makes it that much more difficult. So we could be seeing a sub here, as well as Insane Clown just left the match. Could be a car change, but could also be a sub in for ZDL Pinky. So wait around and check that out for you. But yeah, that was just all Armada there.
ZDL Pinky will get the nod for match 3 for Armada. Just want to highlight Insane Clown, I believe Insane Clown, Mimsy, and Twisty Tripod all with saviors. Bright spot for Astros, you had more shots, but that's really where the bright spots end. GN Flicks, not even the top of the scoreboard. That goes on for the Astros side. That goes to Twisty Tripod, which is gonna kind of be an awkward defensive situation. Twisty Tripod getting caught out a little bit. GM Flicks coming with a touch. Couldn't get it past Kawhi with the second touch. And Tripod, I looked like he was going for a squishy save, but the ball was on the ground. I don't exactly know what the situation is, but once again, Armada takes an early lead, and we kind of know the story here. So unless Astros is looking to equalize quickly, this could get ugly.
Yeah, I think Twisty was getting chased there, and so he's going off for a squishy save to avoid the demo. But either way, it was a good placement shot by Kawhi, knowing that Twisty is going up for that squishy save there. Putting this 1-0 in the first 30 seconds, just about like last game. I mean, they're starting off hot. But now on the Astro side, GM Flicks is on the wall, but he just gets out beat by Mimsy. Story for Astro so far is just that. Kiev with a nice 50. You could be seeing some offense now for Astro, but Kawhi makes an excellent touch. He's going to try and carry this out. GM Flicks there gets a pinch, but Twisty and GM Flicks not on the same page, and they bump each other. Goes back to GN Flicks. He's going to try and get past one, but Mimsy gets a demo. We've seen this story before. Will we see a goal? Fakes out. Kawhi fakes it out, but ZDL Pinky can't put the shot on.
Yeah, 50-50 with Kiev and ZDL Pinky. Will bounce towards Tripod, but he can't get the second touch. GN Flicks is going to have to get another backboard touch. Pinky with another centering attempt, and Tripod's going to hit this out a little bit dangerous, a little bit center, but GN Flicks will beat Mimsy but can't get it on target. ZDL Pinky will take care of it. Kawhi with a touch, and that's going to go just past Tripod. Kawhi doubling his score, doubling the leaderboard, and making this a 2-0 lead for the Armada in Game 3. And this might start looking a little bit concerning if you're the side of the Astros. You're doing a little bit better defensively, but still no offense, literally zero offense on the side of Astros. Not a single shot recorded.
Yeah, I mean, this is still looking like the first series. I mean, they have one goal so far this series, and that's all they have. They're literally averaging one goal a series right now, and you literally cannot win. You can't win a series if you're scoring one goal a series. I mean, you can maybe win one game if you hold the other team to 0 goals, but that's it. So, I mean, you have to score more if you're Astro. You have to have some more offensive prowess, and maybe that's because you don't have your man Zeusy there, but either way, you have to make something work with what you have. And still on the offensive side for Armada, they're looking to get another goal and make it 3. Kawhi gonna try and bang this one to the backboard. Kiev, not the touch that you want, and Kawhi puts it in, punishes Kiev for his mistake, and that makes it 3-0 towards Armada.
Yeah, Kiev's best game was definitely that Game 1, but kind of feels like Armada have figured out this Astro side with knowing what Kiev is weak in and exploiting that. Not necessarily a negative on Kiev. I mean, he's only 125 rated. So in terms of just holding his own in that first game, that was huge in terms of what value
Closest
he
game.
offers. Yeah, but as the game goes on, Kiev's vulnerabilities are getting exploited more. The GM flicks with a little bit of a miscue with Pinky as well. This will bounce towards Tripod, who will touch this for flicks. Back to Tripod, centering attempt, but nobody's there, and Kawhi's going to take over. Beat Kiev, but GM flicks will get back before there can be a 4th goal. Kiev with a crucial save. Mind you, no, we are 90 seconds left. Astros still yet to record a shot. Kiev trying to make that happen. ZDL Pinky gonna take that to the side wall. Tripod's gonna hit this up. Center attempt. And GN Flicks is gonna get it high again. Is not gonna credit a shot. So we're getting to the 1 minute mark now. Tripod attempting to get a shot off. Kawhi cannot do it. 3-0 with 1 minute to go. This is all but over unless some magic happens on the side of the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, that may do it right. No, not even a record shot for that. But, I mean, there's been 0 offense for Astro. And, I mean, I guess you have to give them credit for their defensive game in Game 1. But other than that, letting 3 goals in a game isn't something that you're proud of being a defensive team. So ZDL Pinky clears that one out. 30 seconds left, and we still have yet to see a recorded shot. There it is. And GN Flicks puts it in finally. Shot from both Flicks and Twisty Tripod. One goes in, and that's going to be their 2nd goal of the series. So an improvement from the first series that they played, but still, I mean, they're still 2 goals down in this final game, and not looking like a comeback's going to happen.
Yeah, a little bit. Rocket League being a little bit sensitive with the shots, and ZDL Piggy is going to immediately score on the Astros to eliminate any chance of a potential comeback. ZDL Piggy getting subbed in here just to get him to play a game. He has been doing relatively good, both a goal and an assist. Not really taking away any of the spotlight off of Kawhi because he has had quite a game. Scoring every other goal for the Armada except for just that one. Mimsy will get the clear, 8 seconds go, and GN Flicks need to think long and hard about what the Astros need to do going forward to win some games. Trying to get a consolation goal, but it will not go. Armada with the sweep, 3-0, 4-1. And Kawhi with a dominant performance with 3 goals off of his only 3 shots.
I mean, just as you said, a dominant performance from in general Armada. I mean, the entire team has done well, and I know Mimsy only scored 184 points there, but he was vital to that squad and defense and being that third man, still recording 3 shots and getting pressure, getting that pressure against Astro. Yeah, and if you're Astro, I mean, you have to go back to the drawing board, maybe make some changes to your squad. I know you brought Twisty in for that game, but even the game before that with Zusi, still just hate to see averaging 1 or 2 goals a game. It's just not really able to win a whole lot if you're Astro scoring 1 or 2 goals a series. So we have Mimsy joining us from the Armada side. Mimsy, tell us what you thought about that series.
I thought it was a pretty good series. We kept our comms up and was just trying to stay a little faster because I know Flicks he can go pretty quick. So we just tried to stay faster than he was and keep him smothered. Really,
Yeah, I want to talk about Flicks actually, and mainly, does Insane Clown have a beef against Flicks? Because that game too, I mean, how many? I lost count of how many demos Insane Cloud had on Flicks. It seemed like game two was all about just blowing up Flicks.
I think that was more of a case of wrong place, wrong time. Because I mean, we were just trying to bump somebody in net to get him out of the way to make a shot, and he just happened to be there a lot that game.
Yeah, I mean, you demoed Flicks probably about 5 or 6 times that game. It was insane. But was y'all's plan to go into that second game was to put more demos in, or was that just something that kind of happened as you went along with the game?
The game plan was to keep them on the back foot where they couldn't really get any momentum. So just demos, bumps, not letting them go. That's really it.
Yeah, looking forward as well. This is a week two matchup, divisional matchup. You will see this team again in week 10. Is this something going forward going to give you guys confidence with the rest of the season ahead of you, or are you going to be kind of waiting to see what maybe Astros are going to cook up for your rematch in week 10?
There's one thing about me. I'm always confident in my boys. I don't care if we're going against RLCS team. We might lose, but I'm still going to believe we're going to win. So I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, and I also want to speak to the just going back to the even the preseason tournament as y'all were placed as the I think the 11 seed in that tournament. Did y'all know that you were gonna be this good, or did you have that much confidence, or did you find that out in the first couple series that y'all played?
I mean, I felt like we were better than what seed we were given, but nobody'd really seen the team play together, and
Yeah.
we just were going to see how it goes, and it went pretty well.
And final question from me. Looking ahead, you win you win a match against the Elite Inc. You 3-0 Astros here. Going forward, is there a squad that you kind of have your eye on that's going to be like, yes, this is the test to see if we're actually legit or if we're just on an insane run of luck?
Look, I look at it as just three people on the other side of the field. I don't care who they are. We're going to do the same thing every time, and the goal is to win. So
I love that. I love that. And last question. Um Kawhi being that 1 goal scorer for y'all, how important is he to your squad right now?
he does great. I mean, everybody does really. On each given night, I might be the one to score, and it don't happen that often, but I could. But we got Pinky that can do it. Clown, everybody can do it on my team. That's why I picked this group. It's just who's on the money that night.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you joining us. That was a dominant performance from Armada that game. Mimsy, do you have any final thoughts for the chat or anybody you want to shout out?
Just want to shout out my boys. They did great.
All right. Well,
Mimsy,
we
one
appreciate you.
Wonderful talking with you. I just want to highlight I have been a fan of you guys since the preseason, and as you play more, I've just become more and more of a fan. So, always a pleasure to watch you cast, brother, cast you and watch you play, brother.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Yep, you have a good one, man.
Yeah.
All right, looking ahead this week, we got some more games coming to you. I believe we got one tomorrow. Arctic Assassins versus Speed Demons at 9 p.m. Eastern. Um, and then more games after that. So make sure you go and follow all the socials. Go check that game out tomorrow. Because that one's gonna be a good game. Arctic Assassins again versus Speed Demons, another divisional matchup. Drat Pack, you got anything else you want to say before I close it out?
Nothing other than keep an eye out. We may have something coming up later in the week. Not quite ready to announce it yet, but I would pay special attention towards the end of the match tomorrow. I believe that's yes, the end of the double. Actually, I might have gotten that wrong. My bad. Hold on. Nope, not the match tomorrow. Yeah, just keep an eye out these next couple of matches. We may have an announcement coming down the pipe.
I think Thursday is that doubleheader. But either way, that was very spooky, by the way. Yeah, keep an eye out for whatever the heck he's talking about. But anyways, yeah, make sure you follow all the socials. The Discord is linked down below. If you haven't joined, make sure to join that. Our YouTube is down there as well, and our merch store. Go check it out. If you're new to the QRLS channel and you want to play, check out that player application down there as well. And other than that, make sure you guys have a good night. And as always, keep it quick.